What is up, everyone? My name is JBear, and over the past couple of weeks, I've been getting comments from people and from different subscribers asking me to cover games over in the East. And as much as I want to do this and really go in depth over covering these couple of games individually, I want to wait until they release in the West because I want to cover them more in depth, and it's hard to do that with the language barrier. That is, if they actually end up releasing in the West, I will cover them. I do, though, keep an eye on many MMOs and RPGs that release in the East to hope they will catch enough attention in the West and then get captured by a publisher with hopefully good intentions to bring it to the West. As much as I want to cover these games, there will be times when I hop into them with an English patch in the future, possibly, and if not, I will wait until an English version eventually comes out and gets published. But I decided to gather some pretty exciting MMOs that are releasing in the East currently and show them off in the hopes that they will come to the West. This is not an ordered list in which I think are the best ones. It's just a list that doesn't really have a relevancy to the numbers that they correlate with. So with that being said, here are 5 MMORPGs that I, and I'm sure many of you, are hoping will come to the West. Dragon's Dogma Online. Region locked in Japan, so you will need a VPN if you're looking to play this one as of right now. This game has garnered some international following, and there's actually a petition that I believe has gone over 12,000 people behind it, asking Capcom to bring it to the North America and Europe servers, but it still might not be enough as they don't have any servers over here, or a team rather, in the West to handle the game. You've probably heard of Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen, and you're probably wondering how similar is it to the MMO. Well, it's not a whole lot similar because DDO has its own story, monsters, and a lot more, but of course, you will find the similarities between the two. The game can be played across PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PC, but for PlayStation 4 and PC, it will be supported by 1080p resolution at 60 FPS, while PlayStation version is at 720p at 30 FPS. The game in the East is free to play, and while I'm hoping this game will make its way over to the West, I'm not sure what type of payment model will fit itself best over here. Monster Hunter Online. Another game being published and developed by Capcom. This title is also region locked, meaning once again, you will need a VPN in order to play it. It was suggested by Cryptech that the game would be available with an international release at some point in the future, but oddly, we found that the statement was retracted later on. They said that it is unlikely that the game is going to be released outside of China, probably due to the same reason that Dragon's Dogma Online faces with the no servers or team able to handle it in the West. Monster Hunter is another series that you may be familiar with that got an MMO and seems to spark a little bit of interest internationally. Monster Hunter Online brings the amazing combat it's known for and straps a community with the people to play across the game world. I would love to see this title come overseas, and I think many other people would enjoy it with all the intense combat and gameplay that it brings with it. Moonlight Blade. A Chinese MMO that is being developed and published by Tencent with the attempts at making movie-leveled combat by working with the likes of movie makers. Tencent claims that the world is 18 times larger than the world of Skyrim, and that the detail is unmatched. In the game, you can choose between 3 different combat styles: tab targeting, point clicking, and action mode, which is starting to become an option that we've seen in a lot more games. While I'm not sure why it is, it's obviously clear that the developers want to give the players more options. This game focuses much on combat, and you can tell because the combat looks very intriguing. Recently, I've been seeing a ton of comments from people asking me about this game and to cover it, and it's definitely a game that a lot of players in the West are looking forward to, and with luck, we might see this one in the West. Maplestory 2. I don't think this one really needs much of an introduction because I'm sure all of you are well aware of Maplestory, but if you didn't know, Maplestory 2 is upcoming and it's going to be a 3D, free-to-play side-scrolling MMO that is set with a background earlier than the original one. Its environment is very, very colorful, and the 3D art style allows for kind of a new change of pace while still having the same fast-paced combat where the players can chain attacks together and farm mobs hours on end. This game is one of the most hyped for a Western release, but not sure when it will come to the West. The game adds tons of features such as destructible environments, non-instance housing that you can actually build, dungeons that you can build with the in-game editor, and much, much more. It's without a doubt that this game is super hyped over here, but it's still a ways off until we see this one in the West. Civilization Online. A rather unique MMO that is currently in Korea, where you work together with other players in order to form and build a civilization from the beginning stages all the way from Stone Age, ranging all the way up to the Space Age. You can choose different roles in which you want your player to take part in, and it's how you will contribute to your civilization. In the game, it's similar to how the Sid Meier's features work with researching and developing new technologies to help progress your civilization. Also, you are able to construct large and small buildings and great wonders. You can start some wars, or maybe you just want to betray some allies and side with some enemies along your adventure. You can do it all. I have been hyped for this one after I saw 2K release a trailer back in 2014. So I'm hoping we can see this one come over to the West and we can start building and tearing down some civilizations. Alright, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I am wondering which games you are looking forward to. If not, which other kind of games you're looking forward to. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed it. That's going to do it for me. As always, it's been J Bear, and I'll see you guys in the next one.